Alright guys, today we are at a car dealership. We're going to be doing some drone work, and I'm going to show you guys how I prepared, how I set it up, what I do when I'm flying, and what we're going to create out of this. So if you're interested in learning how to fly a drone, how to do more work, how to get more commercial work, you should follow us and let's get to it. So the first thing I do when I get to a job is check in, of course, with the manager or whoever's in charge here. I already did that. There you go, the guys. So as you can see, we're at this really cool small dealership here, and today's purpose of this job is not going to be necessarily to focus on the cars. We're going to focus mainly on the location of the place. So they don't want to necessarily focus on too much on the inventory. We're going to focus on the location, where it is, show that they have a variety of cars, variety of inventory, not just cars, but they have vans and stuff. So we're going to capture some of that as well, show their space. I don't think we're going to go inside the office space today. If we do, we'll make that a second video later on. But yeah, we're just going to show the location, so that's perfect for the drone. All right, so the first thing that I do here is also after check-in. Second thing, I always have a safety vest with me. I like to wear this. It makes you look more official, right? If you don't wear one, there's no big deal, but I've seen that whenever I wear these, people take me more seriously and they're not so concerned about what I'm doing or why I'm there or whatever the case. So I recommend you, if you don't have one, get one of these. And this is just a construction one that somebody gave me, so I wear that. And then let's set up the drone. All right, this is what you guys came for. All right, so let's start setting up the drone. So today I'm gonna be flying the Mini 4 Pro. I have the Mini 4 Pro right here. I really like the Mini series. In case you're looking for a drone, I really recommend this one. DJI Mini, it's a really good size, very easy to fly for, especially if you're a novice. They're really easy to get, really easy to fly. So Costco has some good deals on them over the holidays. So if you're looking for one, I'm sure you can find one for maybe about $600 or so for maybe the 3, and the 4 will probably run you a little bit more. This one I think it runs about $1,100 on Amazon or on Best Buy, so this will be a good option. So this is the drone right here. I got my memory card down here ready to go, and I always try to make sure whenever I'm doing a job, especially if it's a big job, I like to make sure that I have a full battery. This one, as you can see, is it's about halfway, so I'm gonna replace it with a full one right now. So let me do that right now before I start. All right, so we have a full battery on, so that's ready to go. Next thing, it's gonna be setting up our remote controller, and for this I'm gonna be using the DJI RC35 or the RC2, and this is the one that has the screen built into it. If you do not have this one, you can still use the other one, the RC1, which is the one that has the adapter for your phone, and I've been using that one for probably like 7 years. I don't mind it. You just have to have your phone, and you put it on, you hook it, and it works perfectly fine. This one's a lot faster, right? Because you already have everything built in. It already connects directly, and it has a good size screen, right? And it's touch screen, so you're able to do everything that you can from there. So we'll do one touch and then another. We hold it and it turns on. Your joysticks are gonna be in the back for this one. So. Okay, and for this one the same thing. We're gonna do one click, and then we're gonna hold it again. And there we go. You see the camera moving. Just make sure there's nothing obstructing the camera so that you don't have any issues with the gimbal. Alright, so you just let it do that, let it do its thing. It's gonna set up, it's gonna prepare. Alright. So that's it, pretty easy. I wanna go back to the screen. So this is gonna be your home screen. And once your drone connects to it, you're gonna be able to see, I hope you guys are able to see it a little bit there. You guys will be able to see the drone that is connected to it. It's gonna be the one that's connected last. And if you're switching, this controller can connect to other drones as well, so you just have to pair them every time. It's not gonna connect automatically with just any drone that you decide to put on it that day, so you have to make sure that you're pairing it every time you're switching drones. But in this case, everything is ready to go, so I'm just gonna do go fly, and it's gonna take you to the... Alright guys, so we're ready to pretty much ready to go. That's what the screen looks like, right? I mean, everything looks kind of normal. I'll walk you through it real quick. So that's the N mode, that's normal mode. That's where we can switch it. C is for cinematic, N is for normal, S is for sport. Go to normal mode. Storage full, that is for the internal storage. I have my memory card in it, so we're okay there. That's just a message that lets you know. Battery times 58%. And that time, the 00 is going to be the time of flight, but right now, since it's not flying, it's not updating. But once it starts flying, it'll update. RC, that is going to be your signal for the remote control to the aircraft, so make sure that that is always strong. If you see it go down to the last 2 bars, the smaller 2, try to be careful. Make sure that you try to keep an eye on it always, and so that you're able to bring it back if needed. That's 21 GPS satellites, so that's a great number. Always try to make sure you have at least 10 if possible. That red thing is the sensor, so that is telling me that there's something ahead or behind, right? So that's why it's red, and it's most likely telling me because I'm standing right behind it, right? So it's letting you know that there's an obstacle in the way. So that's a great thing about this. The 4 and the 3, they have sensors on the minis, so that's super helpful. One thing I love about this one is going to be the vertical. So if I tap that little button right there, look at that, the camera switches, and now I'm able to film vertical, right? And vertical, it's good for social media and whatnot, so that's always helpful. Right now this is going to be horizontal because we're going to use it for a website and different things. That 1x is going to be your zoom. If I tap on that, or actually if I do this with my finger on this little dial right here, I'm able to go forward and backward, right, on this zoom. AF is automatic focus, which I would recommend for you to use that automatic focus. If you do manual, you're gonna have to, you just have to manually focus it. Make sure that it's focused on that right item by tapping the screen and messing around with the lighting and stuff like that. So you can definitely do that. I don't discourage you from learning how to do that. I definitely use it whenever it's needed. But on the conditions of today, which we have a really nice sunny blue sky day, so I'll keep it automatic. That's going to be it's going to be filming right now. So if I click this, it switches over to photography. There we go, and I took a photo. So, yeah, and then if I click this one over here, it's the video setting. And this little dial over here is going to be for the gimbal, the camera gimbal to go up and down. But I'm gonna keep it there for now. That's it. That's going to be your height and your distance. So how high it is from where you are right now, from where it's taking off from the home location. And then D is going to be distance away from the place where it took off, right? So it's not going to be distance from the controller. It's going to be distance from where it took off. And that's how much I can film. I can take photos over 10,000 photos in storage. Format JPEG. JPEG is good. If you're going to be doing a lot of editing, I'll recommend do JPEG RAW or just RAW. EV is going to be your exposure, so if you need it more bright, I'll put it up. But if you're doing exteriors, typically you should be okay with 0. If you see that it's too bright, you can bring it down so that you can get less things blown out and more depth on the shadows. But yeah, I keep it at 0 when it's this nice out here. Other than that, takeoff permitted, so we don't have any issues with the airspace that we're at right now. And yeah, so I think we're set. We're good to go. So let's get ready to launch it. So one thing to pay attention when you're flying the drone is to make sure that you look around. Just take an inspection around. Look to see if there's wires. Look to see if there's palm trees. Look to see if there's antennas. Whatever it is that's around. Make sure you look so that you are aware that, okay, once I get to this side, I gotta make sure that I'm not gonna hit something, right? Cables are very small, and sometimes the sensors on the drones are not gonna catch them. So you always kind of want to make sure that you're gonna be protected, and don't rely solely on what you see on the camera on the drone. Also FAA rules. Make sure you always have a line of sight. Make sure you're always looking at the drone constantly, and you always have an idea of where it is, what's around there. Keep an eye out and your ear open for any helicopters, any airplanes flying by. Make sure that you're protected at all times. So let's get this going. So one of the shots I really like to get is the shot with looking straight down. You know, what this shot gives you, it's going to give you the full layout of the property. Whether you're doing today we're doing a car dealership, but if you're doing a house, whether you're doing a warehouse or just a piece of land, right, this is really going to help you get the full spectrum of where it starts, where it ends, the property lines and all that stuff. Right, so I love that. We're going to be switching between photos and video today, so the customer wanted both, so I'm gonna get them both of that. And you know, I'm already here and I'm already flying the drone. I'm already doing all this stuff, so I like to get a lot of footage, even though I'm not gonna use it all, even though I'm not gonna send all the photos, I'm not gonna do all that stuff. I like to still get everything that I can, as much as possible, because I don't want to miss an angle. You know, I don't want to miss something. I don't want to not have an angle that they will probably like to have. So I'm already here, and I would hate to have to come back later on to reshoot it. So yeah, so make sure, you know, I would recommend that for you guys, to make sure that you guys get a lot of footage when you're up and about doing your jobs. Make sure you get more footage is better than not enough. So yeah, you'll always try to get a lot of footage. One thing that is really gonna separate you between you and any other photographer, any other drone pilot, is gonna be the style of your shots. So it's gonna be the style that you're shooting. It's gonna be the way that you manage your turns, the way that you're able to move your gimbal, right? So you want to be as buttery as you can. You want to have those buttery transitions, those buttery movements. You don't want to have any jerking motions. You don't want to have anything, you know, really abrupt, unless that's kind of what you're going for. But typically you don't want to have that. If you're able to just have very, very easy going transitions, you don't have anything going crazy. You're not going super fast and then all of a sudden stopping and jerking the whole camera, jerking the motion. But you're able to give it like a nice pan, a nice smooth look to your transitions. That's gonna make it really, really good for a viewing pleasure, and also for your overall finished product. You know, it's gonna be very easy for you to edit it. It's gonna be very easy for you to just go ahead and put it together. You know, you're not gonna be sorting through all your footage looking for the areas where it looks clean, right? If you just get everything clean from the get-go, you're gonna be good to go. All right, so one thing that you guys want to always make sure to keep an eye out also is gonna be, you know, your height, right? Always make sure that you're aware of where your drone is, how high is it on. You know, fortunately the controller or the drone lets us know how high you are and whatnot, so make sure that you're keeping you keep an eye out on that. You don't go too high, you don't go too far. Keep an eye out on your signals from the controller. Make sure you keep an eye out on your GPS signals. Anything around there, always be sure to look out for that, so that you don't run out of battery midway, so that you're not, you know, breaking the laws, even though your drone should know when to stop before it crosses those 400 feet. If you're here in the US, it's 400 feet. That's the maximum legal height. So just always be aware. You know, flying a drone is not. I see so many videos of some people that just literally launch a drone up and then they start watching Netflix or they start watching movies while the drone is flying up in the air doing a job. That is very unprofessional. That is very unsafe. Not to mention that it's illegal here in the US. You know, if it's in a different country, I'm sure those countries have their own laws or whatever. But the FAA is very, very clear with always having a line of sight, and if you do not have a line of sight, then you have to bring it back to where you can't see it. And if you're not able to see it, you always want to have somebody there with you that is going to be looking at. So I know they're not here in the camera, but I got my partner right here who's looking at the drone, making sure that, you know, we're able to keep an eye on that. So you always want to make sure that you cover every area. You know why? Also because you don't want to create an accident. You don't want to have anything bad happen, and these drones are expensive, so you don't want to lose your investment. You don't want to crash your drone. You know, you always want to be safe with what you're doing. So my eyes are glued on the camera and on the screen, and I'm recording, so I brought my partner here so that he's able to keep an eye on the drone and everything is smooth and everything is okay. All right, but yeah, I mean, flying a drone, you know, you do need to be paying attention to what you're doing. Want to make sure that you remember what you're there for. You're there to complete a job. You're there to do something that someone has hired you to do, and keep your eye on that. Keep your mind on that. Just be focused. You know, like anything else that you're doing. You know, whether you're doing this for fun or you're doing this for money, you're doing this for just for an interest or passion or business, you know, treat it like anything else. Treat it like a job, and you'll always be okay. All right, that's it. As you can see, sun's getting low. You know, it turned out really nice actually this time of day. I suggested this time of day because I wanted to give them that kind of sunset look. If you're looking forward to seeing the final product, make sure you check out our social media. Give us a follow. You know, we appreciate that always, and seeing who benefits from our videos. You know, we do it freely. We're really not looking to get anything out of it. Not looking to get YouTube famous or anything like that. We just want to, you know, teach others how to do this. You know, I think drones are growing. And even though there's a lot of people that have very bad intentions, and some other people that have very bad thoughts about drones, drones are here to stay. I truly believe that, and it's a good hobby. You know, this is how it all started for us. It was just a hobby, and now it became into a very big and very successful business. So if you're looking forward to learning more, make sure you follow us. And if you're looking into starting your own business, I have a course that I'm also preparing and everything. So we have it. I'll leave a link down below in case you guys want to check it out. Very inexpensive, and it's going to get you all the information that I use, that I do, you know, to make some money off of this. You know, just before I left, I was trying to record some, but I couldn't. There was a homeless guy, you know, asking if I was trying to shoot somebody or something, that if I had a gun on the drone mounted, and, you know what I mean? It's just so many crazy things going on, but hey, we keep on moving. So if you're looking forward to seeing the final product, make sure you check our social media. And if you have any questions, make sure to leave them on the comments down below. I'm gonna be making more videos. I had some people ask me for more. I know I've been posting very few videos out there. So yeah, I'll be posting more often. So make sure you give us a follow and give us any comments or anything that you'd like to see. All right, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.